Welcome back, students. We are studying chapter number 6, lines and angles, and we have discussed few definitions that belongs to the chapter, some facts about lines and angles, and then we have studied one special kind of the angle, that is adjacent angles. Okay, there were three properties in that adjacent angles: that there should be a one common vertex, there should be a one common ray, and two non-common rays should be in other different directions or in opposite directions. Okay, now we are going to study the second most important property or definition or the concept which we will apply in chapter number 6 and chapter number 7 and all these chapters that belongs to the geometry. So keep have an eagle eye on this topic. Even I could say you should have an eagle eye on entire chapter number 6. Okay, because it is the base of your further studies. Linear pair of angles: when the sum of the two angles is equal to 180 degree, then the two angles are said to form a linear pair of angles, like that. Suppose uh, if we have this kind of figure A, O, B and C. Here we know that AOB forms a straight angle, and we know that the straight angle is equal to 180 degree. Okay, when we are drawing an ray OC at point O, right? So we are converting the straight angle into two parts. We have divided or we have break the angle AOB into two parts. The first part is this one, angle AOC. Okay, and the second part is angle COB or angle BOC. This one, right? So what we know, what we understand through this diagram, it is clear. Angle number 2, it is clear from this diagram that angle AOC plus angle COB is equals to 180 degree, or we can write angle 1 plus angle 2 is equals to 180 degree. So whenever we will have such kind of condition, when the sum of the two angles is equal to 180 degree, then the two angles are said to form a linear pair of angles, right? Now I want to ask some questions from you, because in previous video I told you adjacent angles. Okay, can you say that angle 1 and angle 2 are also adjacent angles? Think about it. I am repeating my question. In this diagram, angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles. Yes or no? So my answer would be yes, because they are having one common vertex O. They are having one common arm, or we can say a common ray. OC it is the common ray in both the angles. And third property, non-common arms are in opposite direction, OA and OB. These are two opposite rays. So all three properties are satisfied here. Therefore we can say uh, uh, angle 1 and angle 2 are also adjacent angles, right? Or this diagram can be like this, because we are studying linear pair of angles, so we will study the topic uh, by different diagrams. Suppose this angle is 90 degree and this is also 90 degree. Okay, so again we can observe that angle AOC is equals to 90 degree and angle BOC is also equal to 90 degree. In second example, angle AOC plus angle BOC is equals to 90 degree plus 90 degree is equals to 180 degree. And we know if the sum of the two angles is equals to 180 degree, then the two angles are said to form a linear pair of angles. So angle AOC and angle BOC forms a linear pair here. Along with the property or the condition of linear pair of angles, these two angles are also satisfying the properties of adjacent angles, right? Because they are having one common vertex O, one common arm OC, and two non-common arms OA and OB are in opposite direction. Okay, so it is also clear from this diagram that if we will have a linear pair of angles, then that will definitely uh, definitely follow the concept of adjacent angles. Adjacent angles, it is also following adjacent angles. In short, I am writing AA. Suppose I take another kind of diagram like this. Okay, and here we have A, O, B, C and D, and we know it is given in the diagram that these lines AB and CD are intersecting each other at 90 degrees. Okay, so all these angles will be equal to 90 degree, right? So what we observe here, angle 1, angle 2, angle 1 and angle 2, 90 plus 90. Look here, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equals to 90 degree plus 90 degree, it is equals to 180 degree. Therefore angle 1 and angle 2 forms a linear pair of angles, right? Second property, angle 1 and angle 2 are also adjacent angles. Okay, because they are having one common vertex O, one common arm OD, and non-common arms OA and OB are in opposite direction. Okay, can you see, can you find such more pairs of angles which forms a linear pair? Suppose this is the first pair. According to this diagram, angle 1 and angle 2 are forming a linear pair of angles as well as adjacent angles, right? Can you suggest me some more pairs? So I am writing here angle number 3 and I am writing here angle number 4. Okay, so angle 1 and angle 2, 1 and 2, when you have taken AB as an straight angle AOB. Now if I take angle DOC as an straight angle, let angle angle DOC, angle DOC as an straight angle, then what will happen? If we are considering angle DOC, yes, when the sum of angle 2 plus angle 3, in such condition angle 2 plus angle 3 will be equal to 90 plus 90 is equals to 180 degree. Therefore angle 2 and angle 3 are also forming linear pair of angles as well as the properties of adjacent angles, right? So angle 2 and angle 3 is the second pair of angles which is following linear pair of angles property. Similarly, you can see angle 3 and angle 4 are also uh, satisfying the condition of linear pair of angles as well as angle 4 and angle 1. So there are a total 4 pair of angles which are satisfying the properties of linear pair of angles as well as the properties of adjacent angles. So what I want to convey or what I want to teach you is the thing that uh, in linear pair of angles, angles also follows the properties of adjacent angles. Okay, all linear pair of angles also follows the properties of adjacent angles, while all adjacent angles need not to be follow linear pair of angles property. इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी। मीन्स ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि दो एंगल जो एडजेसेंट एंगल्स की प्रॉपर्टी को सेटिस्फाई करते हैं तो वो लीनियर पेयर ऑफ एंगल्स की प्रॉपर्टी को भी सेटिस्फाई करते होंगे। एंड दिस यू कैन ऑब्जर्व हेयर थ्रू डायग्राम, because in chapter 6 and 7 and in the upcoming chapters, if you will draw the diagrams of the conditions which you are studying, then it will be easier for you to understand the concept. Suppose we are considering two adjacent angles like this, O, A, B, C. Okay, these are the three rays which are intersecting each other at point O, and the angles are here angle 1 and angle 2, right? So what are the three properties of adjacent angles? One common vertex, this is O. One common ray, that is OB, and non-common arms are in opposite direction, OA and OC. These are in opposite direction. So all three properties are satisfied. Therefore, angle 1 and angle 2 forms adjacent angles. So we can declare that angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles. Now come to the properties of angles. According to this diagram, angle 1 is an acute angle. Angle AOB. Angle 1, I can say either angle 1 or I can say angle AOB or I can say angle BOA. These all are the same things. Okay. If it is acute angle, then the value of this angle will be less than 90 degree. Similarly, angle COB or angle BOC or angle 2, it is also an acute angle. By looking at the diagram, we can declare. So the value of the angle 2 will be less than 90 degree. So if we will add two angles which are less than 90 degree, suppose 80 degree, suppose angle 1 is also 1 is equal to 80 degree and angle 2 is also equal to 80 degree, for example. So angle 1 plus angle 2 will be 80 plus 80, 160 degree, and it is less than 180 degree. Now what we observe, the sum of the two angles is 160 degree, that is less than 180 degree. And if the sum is not equal to 180 degree, then linear pair of angles doesn't form. Therefore angle 1 and angle 2 doesn't form a linear pair of angles while they are fulfilling the properties of adjacent angles. So all linear pair of angles follows the property of adjacent angles, but all adjacent angles need not to follow the property of linear pair of angles. That is what I want to teach you in this session. So one more topic which we will study in our next video, that is vertically opposite angles and parallel lines and their transversal and the angles formed by parallel lines and transversal. There are so many definitions are uh, remaining to study, okay, which we will study in upcoming days. So keep doing your work on regular basis, and if you have any doubt in any example, in any definition, then just WhatsApp me or comment in the video section. Okay, I will read it and I will try to provide you the solution of that problem. Thank you and have a nice day.